What's up, guys? Get ready because the 2025 NFL has already started with drama. JJ McCarthy, the Vikings rookie, was thrown straight into the fire in his debut and split the entire league. Some say he's the future, the next big name in the NFL. Others say he's just cheap hype. And today, we're diving headfirst into this controversy. Think about it. The kid hadn't thrown a single NFL pass until last week. Minnesota let Sam Darnold walk, a guy who had 35 TDs, and decided to hand the franchise to a rookie coming off meniscus surgery. Is this a bold gamble or pure madness? And the most shocking part? For 3 quarters, McCarthy was simply awful. A pick six, terrible QBR, offense completely stalled. But in the 4th quarter, he flipped the script. And then came the turnaround. Accurate throws, clutch third down plays, confidence spreading on the sideline. The stadium turned electric, and the media exploded in debate. Is JJ McCarthy really the new franchise QB for the Vikings? Or was it just one lucky night against an unprepared opponent? That's the dilemma, and that's where the drama begins. And check this out. No one is holding back. Stephen A. Smith tore him apart. Chris Canty defended him. Jeff Saturday stayed in the middle. And I'm telling you, this saga is just getting started. Because now that the NFL has tape on McCarthy, the question is, will he repeat it? Or will he get exposed in the next game? So stick with me until the end, because I'm going to break down the most controversial plays, the hidden stats, and what this debut really means for the future of the Minnesota Vikings and the NFL. Don't go anywhere, because what you're about to see could change the way you look at JJ McCarthy. Let's get into the video.
Confident Minnesota has found their franchise guy in JJ McCarthy.
No, not yet. I don't think one game tells us that story. Major credit to JJ McCarthy. No doubt about it. I was wondering all off season. I'm like Kevin O'Connell, the quarterback whisperer per se. You let Sam Darnold walk out the door after throwing 35 touchdowns, just 12 interception, fellas. I'm thinking, okay, this brother better be something special because even though he was drafted, he didn't play a game last year because of the meniscus tear. So how is it, in God's name, are you placing this amount of faith in this dude that hasn't thrown a single NFL pass? You got Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison ultimately will be back in a few weeks, etc. I'm like, how the hell you make this decision? I got to see him. And in that 4th quarter, especially, J.J. McCarthy showed me something, no doubt about that. But this is the National Football League. You guys know it better than me. You get film. We get to watch you, see some of your habits, et cetera, et cetera. Let's see what you do as the season progresses. I don't think that's we know definitively, but the bottom line is he put forth a good showing last night. I don't want to take anything away from him. He deserves all the credit in the world, but one game does not make a complete evaluation. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, you tripping, Stephen A. They got one.
Yes.
They got one. Yeah, they got one. And it's not even about the X's and O's or the physical traits or any of that stuff. It's the sports character of JJ McCarthy.
Okay.
I mean, think about what he did through the first 3 quarters of that game. He was absolutely abysmal. 7 of 12, 56 yards passing, a pick six, 35.4 passer rating, and a 4.6 QBR. That's about as bad as it can get. On the broadcast last night, Joe Buck and Troy Aikman talked about the game snowballing on him midway through the 3rd quarter when they had a double-digit deficit. But that kid kept fighting.
Yeah.
He kept playing. And it basically reminded all of us that J.J. McCarthy is a winner.
Yeah.
And I'm not just talking about winning a national title at Michigan. I'm talking about his entire life.
Yes.
Since his sophomore year in high school, J.J. McCarthy is 64-3.
Yeah.
And that tells me that this kid has the intangibles, he has those innate leadership traits that make people around him believe in him, regardless of what the circumstances look like.
That's right.
And last night, it would have been easy for everybody on that Viking sideline to tap out, including the coaches. It would have been easy for the guys on defense to say, you know what, we only got 50 yards passing and 30 yards rushing through 3 quarters. It ain't gonna happen for us tonight.
Yeah.
It would have been easy for Kevin O'Connell to say, you know what, let's just run the football and get out of here because we ain't gonna get this one. It would have been easy for everybody to just say, you know what, we're not going to get it tonight. We'll regroup for week 2.
That's
but
right.
They didn't do that. And the kid came out in the 4th quarter and was throwing dots.
Yeah.
I mean, their first 3rd down conversion didn't come until the touchdown throw to Justin Jefferson at the beginning of the 4th quarter. The first 3 quarters was bad, But the fact that the kid had the mental fortitude to fight through it and get on the other side of it, we saw him grow up in real time in his regular season debut.
Yeah, no, I fully agree. I think knowing that the training camp he went through the year before, right before the injury, and then to Stephen A's point about them letting go of Sam Darnold. What I loved about last night was after the pick six, he starts to let it rip. He has no back down. He's just like he bulls the neck, and some dudes shrink back and some guys don't. And you don't ever know until you get in that situation. And what they found last night was he ain't got any back down in him. He's going to step up, keep making throws. He's going to go find Justin Jefferson, which is every good quarterback should go do. He hit him on that out route, and all of a sudden you saw like the light turned on. He's like, I'm going to go. Then he comes back the very next play for the touchdown in double coverage and throws it into the hole in double coverage against them. So he started to trust his players, and you saw the players start to trust in him. I thought O'Connell did a fantastic job. They continued to run. Then he hits the Aaron Jones, which is a hard pass to a running back.
That's a hard
right?
throw.
That's a running back. It's not a receiver. So the running back's turning back to make that catch. He puts the ball right where he should. So to your point, I think it is the intangibles. I think it's the it factor that we always talk about, but you never can put your finger on it until the lights are the brightest. That's what he showed to me last night.
It's real nice. And somebody that didn't play football, because I'm talking to two champions here, I could be very, very intimidated, but I'm Stephen A. That ain't going to happen. That's number one. Number two, you know what? Again, I'm brilliant because I know I'm not. I listen to those who are. You know I listen to you every morning, terrorizing America at 6 o'clock in the morning. You know I'm watching you all the time. I've been working with you for years. I know the things that y'all said. To the level of consistency oozing out of y'all mouths right now, y'all are the ones that have repeatedly stated throughout the years, one game does not make a season, does not make a quarterback. I mean, it's nice to see somebody perform, but what about once the film is out? What about once they've got a chance to familiarize themselves with you and what you bring to the table? We've got to learn them. I didn't make that up. I got that from y'all. But somehow, some way, we going to sit here on national television and act like y'all didn't tell me this.
Listen, I would tell you that is a very truthful comment, and I respect that guy. This is where I would differ. O'Connell, to me, is the difference maker because he doesn't put quarterbacks in bad position. He's made Sam Darnold a household name. Yep. What, they went 14 last year?
14-2 before they nosed out the last few games.
But as you look at what he's capable of doing, that's why you have so much faith in McCarthy, is because it's the tandem. It's not just he's got to go do it. He has a coach, and he's got Josh McCown, who's another rising coach in the ranks, who is a fantastic guy, and helping him come along. I think that's why I would say I have more trust in a one-game snapshot than typically I would say.
And the talent surrounding him, too. Oh, no doubt about that.
No doubt.
And I know you're right about the pedigree because, I mean, listen, national championship, when they won the national championship in Michigan a couple of years ago, he was third in QBR behind Jaden Daniels and Bo Nix.
That's right.
So we know that
he's a dude.
We know he's got those intangibles. I'm looking at size. I'm looking at arm strength. I'm looking at the quickness of the release. I'm looking at pocket presence. I'm looking at those things, too, because, again, we're listening to y'all, hearing how y'all evaluate quarterbacks. That's what I do when I'm watching. You say, if you didn't play, that's what you got to do. You got to listen to the cats that have. Sure. You got to watch. You got to see. You got to read. You got to study. You got to look for consistencies and inconsistencies. Who's doing what? What leads to one being successful? All I'm saying is I looked at him last night and I said, okay, I like him. He's tough. He ain't backing up. But in the same breath, I'm also saying to myself, okay, they were getting at him for those first 3 quarters now. Yeah. What if they see something that they can emulate for future reference? That's all I'm thinking.
Oh, absolutely. But I co-sign with everything that Jeff said about Kevin O'Connell. When have we seen a week 1 starter for Kevin O'Connell not have a good season?
Right.
That's true.
Crazy.
We've seen them end the season very badly, though.
Yeah, they've ended.
We've seen them end the season very badly.
But I don't think anybody is going into this year thinking that the Minnesota Vikings are actually going to win the Lombardi Trophy this year.
Okay.
More impressed with O'Connell or McCarthy in that comeback?
Ooh, I'd have to say McCarthy. I mean, he's done something that we quite literally have not seen before. Double-digit deficit on the road in your regular season debut.
Right.
And you end up scoring 3 touchdowns in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
You threw 2 in, pretty nice throws, both of them. And then you ran one in on a designed quarterback run. From a physical standpoint, there's nothing that JJ McCarthy can't do at the quarterback position.
And in prime time.
It's a great question. I would say this. Like, what I loved about what O'Connell did is not only did they let it rip offensively, he got Brian Flores. They picked it up in the second half. They started blitzing the daylights out of Caleb Williams. They just were like, look, we're not going to get run out of here. We're going to go down swinging. They got super aggressive on defense. They ran the ball very well in the second half, which helped McCarthy kind of come along. So I loved what McCarthy did. O'Connell set him up to be successful for sure.
We'll leave it there. He's got another.
And after that debut, guys, one thing's for sure. JJ McCarthy didn't leave anyone indifferent. He wasn't average. He was all or nothing. For 3 quarters, he looked completely lost. But in the final period, he turned into a hero. Is that star talent or just a flash that won't be repeated? Because let's be honest, one game doesn't make a franchise. How many quarterbacks have we seen shine on a Sunday and then disappear for the rest of the season? Hype can be dangerous, and Vikings fans are already treating McCarthy like a savior. But can he really handle that pressure week after week? On one side, people are saying, this kid showed toughness, showed intangibles, showed he's a winner. On the other, the critics fire back, slow down, he got lucky, the defense fell asleep, and the truth will come out next game. And that's the beauty. No one knows for sure, but everyone's already picked a side in this war of narratives. And here's the crucial point. If McCarthy repeats this performance, the NFL gains a new rising star. But if he stumbles, the same crowd calling him a genius will call him a fraud. That razor's edge is what makes this one of the most explosive stories of the season. Now I want to hear from you. Is JJ McCarthy the future genius of the Vikings or just another overrated QB? Drop your comments below, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications because every NFL controversy you'll find right here on NFL in Focus. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.